Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Star Wars Let's Play. So, let's see, today, what do we got on the docket? I haven't had a chance to rename anybody yet, but I will do that very soon. We have plenty of names to draw from, and I believe we have 3 characters that need names. So Bourbon, Boss will need one as well, although I may hold off on naming him until I'm sure that he's going to make it. And then Ray Wolfen needs a name as well, so those 2 for sure. Boss, because of his, head issues, might be a whole other story, but we'll figure it out. Regarding Boss, I've been told that the AI chip is a far better solution for what we need. So, we're going to try to make him one eventually. The problem is I don't have energized components, and I don't think I have the ability to make them yet. I believe we need to research that, but let's see. We do have a component assembly bench, so we have components and advanced components, which we just used in the advanced geothermal generator. But yeah, we can't do energized components yet, and so if we look at our research tree, that's going to be quite a lengthy bit of research. But we may need to bump that ahead of some of this other stuff. So we're doing animal enrichment now. I guess we can get rid of animal control. And let's see, we were going to go to advanced bionics. But maybe we can push this ahead a little bit. I just can't think of like what else would be a priority over it. Because all of this stuff is stuff that we need, but it's not stuff that we couldn't live without. Especially with the genetic stuff. That's more just to play around with. I would like to be able to start brewing, but that's not a necessity. So we'll finish what we're doing here. Then we'll go with... I just saw them. Where did they go? There they are. Energized components, and you know what? Since I've already reverted the queue, let's throw advanced wind turbines in there a little bit earlier as well, because that's something that we could definitely benefit from. So we'll do those 3, and then we'll see where we end up from there. But yeah, I need that tech in order to... Did our research just change? What were we doing before? Because I feel like this was almost full. Apparently there was another project we started and didn't finish. Oh great, now I gotta figure out which one it was. I don't know, maybe I was just seeing things. Maybe I was just seeing things, but I swear this was more full than that. Oh well. Oh, Pemmican's like halfway done too. Let's wrap that up at some point. Okay, well, we'll get that taken care of. And eventually we'll be able to make something for his, brain issues. But for now, we'll make the brain stimulator, and we'll try to install that and see if it has any benefit. I'm also considering redoing our floors, in the hospital anyways. We started doing these plasteel floors, which are basically the same thing as the sterile tiles. I liked the look of these better, which is why I chose them, but plasteel has become incredibly valuable to us because all of the Star Wars stuff requires heaping amounts of it. And so I want to tear this floor up and eventually replace it with the, where are they? The silver, not the silver tiles, the sterile tiles, which luckily are cheaper than the silver tiles. They require a bit of steel and a good chunk of silver, so I don't think I have enough to do. Yeah, it's going to require almost 2,000 silver to make that happen, and then about 400 steel. So that is going to be expensive, but it'll be a very worthwhile expense, I believe, and that will free up some of the plasteel that we invested in this floor and prevent us from having to spend further plasteel on finishing it. So I think it'll be doubly worth it in that case. And let's see, yeah, all the meat made it in there, or at least it's making it in there. I'm going to continue to supervise that because I can't afford to let them waste it. It's very, very useful for meals. This thing is cranking out power. And hope we should see our batteries start to top out here pretty soon. They are still a bit low from when we lost power, but they're slowly refilling. Okay, that's another full stack that made it. Let's make sure nobody gets cheeky with it. Whoa, where are you going there, buddy? Okay, as long as it's getting frozen somewhere. I'm gonna lock that off for now. And I gotta figure out what I want to do with that. Again, I'd like to put it toward survival meals or something that we can use to travel with. So I do have the ability to make packaged survival meals. But again, I think pemmican is more resource efficient. Let's just go with these. These are more Star Wars-y anyways than pemmican would be. And we don't have pemmican done yet. So we'll go ahead and make these. We're just gonna say do forever. And I guess I'll put that above cooking simple meals because this requires meat, and I have this set to only use rice, or I guess any vegetarian stuff we come by, whether it be potatoes or whatever. But they're not going to waste meat on this. I've made sure of that. So we'll put the packaged survival meals first. If meat is available, they'll go ahead and make those. If it's not, then they should start making the simple meals. And of course, we won't let them eat these. These are going to get stored and used for any sort of caravan journeys we go on. So we'll see if they get to that. I'll probably have to unforbid some of this. And we'll see what they start to do. But the meat is available. Although there is actually very limited rice right now. But we should be getting a couple of harvests very soon. It seems like we're eating through the rice a lot quicker than before. So that is another thing we'll need to take into consideration. At least we're starting to dig these out pretty quickly. So we should have some new hydroponics rooms ready to get built fairly quickly here. And alright, oh yeah, Yuln is having a fit. What's your deal again? Are you on a smoke leaf binge? She's definitely been smoking it. Oh well, I'm sure that'll sort itself out. Okay. Okay, so there's our first packaged survival meal done. And we have a few kind of kicking around over here. Khmer, what are you up to, man? Oh, you're going to sleep? So you guys only got one of them done? Right, well, let's make sure that they drop those on the floor when they're done. Let's see, allowed skill. I don't need to tweak that because they can only do it if they're 8 anyways. So it doesn't matter where this is set because I think there's only one person above 8 that can actually do it. And I believe that is this guy. Although, let's see, Deleuze has been cooking as well. Yeah, she's only 7 though, so she's not going to be doing that until she levels up at least 1. Bourbon, don't worry, we're going to get you some proper furniture in there. Hopefully you don't mind too much. Yeah, apparently she doesn't. It is really cold in there though. We'll get them some heat. I got to figure out how I want to heat those rooms. I'll probably add in vents since these are all in pairs. Kind of. I mean, each block is 4 rooms, but it would be difficult to do vents between the vertical or the vertically adjacent rooms. So if we do horizontal vents like there and there, we can do at least 1 heater per pair of rooms rather than 1 per room. So it'll be a little bit more efficient energy wise and resource wise. That's sort of what we're doing here. So this heater is heating up both of those rooms because we got vents in between, and the same up there. The bigger rooms are getting a heater each, but they are bigger spaces. And then this entire area has its own heater, and then they're kind of dotted along the hallways as well. The hallways, however, do not stay warm no matter how many heaters we put in there. So that's something we'll need to figure out. Oh man, there's like no wind. So much for us building up our power reserve. What are you up to? Okay, you're going back to sleep. Good. We need to get her a proper Star Wars weapon rather than the Steel Gladius. I was thinking that maybe we could make her a... I didn't want to do a vibro sword. I was thinking of maybe like a Mandalorian vibro cleaver, just because it's like a short sword, kind of. It's a single-edged sword, and it's much shorter than the vibro sword. There's other stuff we can make as well, but I figured if she's eventually going to be using a lightsaber, we should give her some sort of like sword-esque training weapon. And I think the vibro cleaver is a good choice for that. Okay, people are waking up and beginning, mining and construction of this area. I've started to get it walled off. And in these hallways, I'm going to sort of cap them tapered like this so that there's just a single tile open at the end. And we'll drop heaters in those just so that we have more heaters dotted around the hallways. Again, we need all the heat we can get in there. By the way, I don't know how noticeable it is, but in the areas where we have rough granite stone, so this is all marble, but in some areas we have granite, right? Yeah, granite. So in the areas where we have that, because it's obviously a different color, what I've been doing, what did we just hit? Ah, crap, that's gonna vent the entire base. Actually no, it's not, because it's not that cold out there. Although that is open to the air. That's going to be interesting. We'll have to roof that off. Yeah. So let's see here. Build roof area. Let's get all of this. We should be doing this area as well, just to be safe. And, oh wow. I've been slacking on this, haven't I? Yeah, make sure we cover all that. Just in case. And this as well. Although, hold on, that doesn't need to be there. Actually, let's just get rid of that whole piece. Okay, anyway, in the areas where we have granite floors, I've been laying down concrete over it, and this isn't a great example because it's not smooth on either side of it, but for example, right here, I don't know if you can tell the difference. This is the smooth marble and that's the concrete. It's the closest I could find. So it should be fairly subtle when you're, looking at it from not like this close. And even when you look at it up close, it's still pretty subtle. It's obviously a different texture, but I mean the color is very close. So it's the best we could do. But at least that way we don't have like this kind of like, I don't even know what color that would be. Like, it's sort of got like a purplish hue to it. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's a much different color than the marble is. So this is far less distinct than that would be. And that's how I'm hiding them. Oh, we struck gold. A little bit in there anyways. We'll see how much we get from that. It might just be the one tile. But hey, better than nothing, right? And we need it for some of the more advanced stuff that we're crafting, so that'll be great. And even if we don't use it for that, it's still pretty valuable. Why is there only one of those? There was definitely more than one. Somebody is sneaking meals. I swear I can't trust them with anything. Now I have to check everybody's inventory. So, Ray Wolfen has a bunch of iguana meat on her. I'm not sure why. Haul that meat back to where it belongs. Who else is in that area? Chimera, I don't think you're the one stealing meals. I mean, you have a simple meal on you, but that's fine. Nobody, like, was anybody else around there? Zash, you were hanging out there briefly. Be nice if you guys would stop closing that. Let's see, so, simple meals. Simple meal, simple meal. No wonder we have like no simple meals in our inventory, because everybody has one in theirs. Okay. Heth definitely doesn't. May doesn't. Maybe it got moved to stockpile and I just didn't see it, and I wasn't paying close enough attention to the numbers. Yeah, and they don't have them. So it must have gotten dropped on one of these and I just didn't catch it. As long as they're not eating them. because we can't afford to waste them on stuff like that. Plus, I mean, there's plenty of simple meals around. You think they'd be smart enough to? I mean, I shouldn't say that. You should never think that a pawn would be smart enough to do anything. That's the first mistake in this game, is trusting your pawns. But yeah, I would hope that they'll eat the simple meals available. Okay, so animal enrichment is done. And we should be moving on to energize components now. That one did make it to the stockpile, that's good. And he's cranking them out. I mean, these are a little bit slower than the simple meals, obviously, but we're getting them done. We're getting them done, and that's great, because that'll allow us to start traveling. We can maybe go deal with some of the... We did have bases they wanted us to attack, right? Or maybe outposts. I believe there was an outpost we were supposed to attack, and they were willing to pay us a nice little sum of silver for it, and that could go toward our sterile tile floors, which would be great. So, yeah, the Galactic Empire wanted this outpost destroyed. They would pay me an ion rifle. These are great for disabling, like, mechanoids and stuff. We also have, that was the one. So Nova Kaus, or Nova Kos rebels want me to destroy that, and they're willing to pay me a little over 2,000 silver for it. And let's see, that's the Blue Mountain amalgamation. What's our relationship with them? Hostile. Okay, so we could attack them as well. What's the distance between all this stuff? So it's about 2 days to them. It's about 3 days to that outpost, and about 4 days to that one. I mean, that's less than ideal. And then that item cache is way, way out there. Yeah, almost 6. And this was all like, yeah, random guns and stuff, and there's turrets we have to deal with. I just don't see the point in that. There are far easier ways for us to make money, so that's what we'll do. I'm not going to go attack a bunch of turrets for a bunch of obsolete firearms. Okay, so that's another rice harvest complete. We're going to have to keep an eye on that and see just how far that gets us meal-wise, because it may be necessary for us to add some more rice to this area, especially if this area is not going to be ready in time. It's looking like it will be, though. We've already carved out what is essentially 2 rooms. So you can kind of see here my plans are still somewhat visible. So this lighter area is another hydroponics room. This area that's been dug out for the most part is another one. And then obviously this is an entire one. So if we build some walls here, that's the center. We want to do something to that effect. And this should get walled off, because that's going to be a hallway, so there needs to be something separating those. And it looks like this is to be a wall as well, so it'll stretch to there and to there. I think I intended on having doors here as well, and possibly there. So we'll need to keep that in mind. We should deconstruct all this, by the way. And we'll remove the floors as well. And we can make something out of that granite. We haven't really been using granite for anything, but we have plenty of it available, so maybe I'll make granite statues or something. Although I prefer marble, and we have plenty of that too, so I don't know if we'll use granite for anything. Maybe we will. But yeah, that'll be one room, this will be another, this will be another, and then that'll be another. But we need to get those properly walled off, properly floored, all that good stuff. And then of course the hydroponics basins need to get laid down in there. We need to route power in here. Because this is mostly overhead mountain, it is going to have to run off of a sun lamp. We can't use the good old transparent roofs on that one, or on any of these, right? Yeah, I mean, if this is overhead mountain, this is definitely overhead mountain. So it's going to have to be sun lamps. The real kicker there is that that's going to require an immense amount of power. I think that's one of the biggest draws on our grid currently, is just these two, because that's like 6,000 watts between the two of them. And let's see, making sure these keep ticking up. They should start another pile soon. Unfortunately, these only stack to 10, so they're very, very inefficient space-wise to store them. Let's get these marked for hauling as well. None of this stuff is actually getting hauled. I mean, that's not true. It's getting hauled very slowly. The thing is, we're constantly cutting stone blocks, and so whenever space opens up in here, another one gets dropped in, but it's sort of like one at a time. And I'm okay with that. There's not a huge rush for it to get done. Eventually, we'll get through it all. I might throw down like another dumping area out here. Oh, hey, a polar bear. Try to tame that thing. And it just killed a rabbit. What are you doing? Oh, you're cowering from the bear. Did it attack you? I need to take you off of cowering. You don't have any stuff. You could try to tame the bear. Are you any good at that? You're kind of good at it. I mean, I can't have you just like hiding in that corner. But don't get eaten. Definitely don't get eaten. Someone you effed up. Oh, you. I might need to take her off of just work in general. She's fine cooking, but like she should be really good at construction, but because of her back, she is failing construction projects quite often, and I cannot have that. I mean, I guess building walls is probably the best place for that to happen. A good thing I noticed that. You would have just like stood there and froze to death. Speaking of which, like, what were you even doing out here? If you're going back, could you haul some of these books? We just, like, Randy Random dropped a bunch of blank books on us, and they've just been sitting out here. Luckily books don't deteriorate, apparently, so we just kind of left them. And are you really going that far for metal slag? Okay. I mean, you do you. We got plenty of steel laying around, but sure. Yeah, we got like 2,000 steel, and then there's that entire pile of it right here we haven't touched yet. Oh, and there's actually a bit that we missed. Ox, what's your deal, man? Feeling terrible, cabin fever, not cabin fever, cabin fever, and in dark. Okay, well we can fix that. I can't seem to keep them from not eating at tables. All right, bud. Just head outside for a little bit. But, by the way, he's got his vibro axe. The thing is a lot bigger than I was expecting. Although it seems to be facing the wrong way. I guess we'll see when he actually swings it at somebody, but it looks like he's holding the blunt end, like the tail end, the haft of it, up, and then the blade is being held down by his feet. All right, how's your cabin fever? God, I did it again. Cabin fever. It is gone away, so you can return to whatever you were doing. Let's see. The thing is, like, if he were building, which he should be building, he should be gaining joy from that, because he likes doing it. So, like, if he just went and smoothed floors, that should at least make him a little bit happy. Are both of these dogs pregnant? God damn. This is gonna be a problem. We're not going to be able to keep these dogs around. You should not have a master. You should also not be following people into combat. Let's go ahead and mark these. By the way, I know that I can double click to select stuff. People keep pointing it out. I've been doing it. The problem is when you have this many chunks on the map, the game doesn't really know what to do about it. So, like, I'll select some and it'll just kind of do anything in that area, but it gets a little bit weird sometimes. Sometimes it won't do it at all. Sometimes it'll pick random ones. So yeah, it's easier for me to just kind of rubber band box it. And did the polar bear leave? No, it's still there. I would be very pleased if we could tame that polar bear and use it in our genetic experiments. Somebody also wanted me to try to like create a weird polar bear husky hybrid, and now that there is a polar bear, maybe we can do that. Although the research required for that is a long way off. The production facilities for that are a long way off. Oh, you guys need more meat. Okay, so I'll go ahead and unforbid those so that we actually start loading them in there. I think they stopped making the survival meals because we just didn't have any more meat available. They need 10 and we had 9, so they just gave up. Or Chimera just gave up. The bear is still there. We'll keep an eye on that. He ate the rabbit. I'm worried that he's going to eat us out of house and home, though. Food's already a little bit of an issue right now, and I don't think that polar bears have, you know, like dainty appetites. So that could very much be a problem. We'll see, though. We'll see. Alright. So... is this off-center? Somebody was saying the tables are off-center. I don't think that they are. Because this lines up right there. Yeah, I mean the chairs are all centered. It's definitely centered. Huh. Definitely centered. Okay, well, I'm not crazy. That's good. That's good. Alright, so I think the last thing we're going to try to do today is we're going to have Yoln, who is our best animal handler. We're going to try to have her tame that polar bear. Or at least, you know, we'll send her down there to make an attempt at it, and we'll kind of keep an eye on it. She could get mauled to death. She is not very capable of defending herself, and going one-on-one with a polar bear in melee is not a great idea for really anybody. Wait. Why did you just change what you were doing? You picked up the iguana meat. You picked up a lot of iguana meat. Why did you grab so much? Do you really need that much for a... I cannot trust her. Cannot trust her. Okay, this need... hold on. Okay. Hold that. I'm going to forbid it because I can't trust you with it. So nobody touches the iguana meat. Chimera, before you cook any more, haul that back to where it belongs. And I don't care if you have to take like 10 meals. Yeah, tame it with rice. That's fine. We got plenty of rice. And she's just ignoring me. Why is that? Are you... Yoln handling 1. Let's try it now. Polar bear, please don't leave. Okay, now she's doing it. Now she's doing it. Right. I should be able to unforbid this. And Chimera will go make... hold on. Toggle your AI. There you go. I knew you'd figure it out. Okay, Yoln, hustle down there. See if we can get this polar bear. And is anybody ever going to start production on this? They seem to just be kind of casually ignoring it. Like they were fine working on stuff down here. I've canceled all of other projects just to make sure that there was nothing else in the way. So somebody, one of our crafters, should get on that. We have quite a few of them, so you would think it, you know, wouldn't take them that long. Everybody seems to want to be working down here though, which is fine. I don't need that many people working on it. We'll leave it at that for now. And hopefully you're not freezing to death. I think it's actually pretty mild outside given the usual temperatures. Yeah, I mean, this is like our equivalent of summer, minus 12 during the day. Normally it's like minus 50 and windy as hell, so this must be pretty pleasant for them. She's also not wearing a jumpsuit though, or the bodysuit. She has like a wool tribal garb on underneath her officer's uniform, which is a bit odd. Oh, apparently Chimera just named our random self-tamed snowhair Tammy. Alright, be ready to run for your life, because you are not going to win that fight. It would be a shame to live 721 years and then get eaten by a polar bear. She's probably not going to get on the first try, but I'd like to at least wait and see. Come on, give me a percentage at least. This is taking forever. Alright, let's speed things up. Okay, she failed. 3.4 chance, so it's pretty low, but we might be able to get it eventually. Okay, well, we tried at least. I'm going to keep her on that. I probably won't have it at priority 1. Yeah, you know what? I will, because it's just the one animal. Whenever that resolves itself, I'll lower her back down to like priority 3 or something. But right now, that's going to be her main task, is trying to get that polar bear. Because maybe it'll give us the ability to like give our characters like super polar bear strength or something. We don't know. That's what science is for. And we're going to find out. Don't you worry. And I think with that, we'll end the episode here. It looks like there's just a lot of like floor smoothing happening. Worked that time. Yeah, a lot of floor smoothing and whatnot. Still nobody working on this. I might have to toggle some priorities just to make sure that happens. We also need to get some more uniforms crafted. People like Ray Wolfen can't be walking around in like her like ridiculous top hat. Let's see. You're actually a decent combatant to the point where I might give you some stormtrooper armor. You don't need to be able to you know, be super accurate with a blaster rifle to just put down some suppressive fire, so I think we'll give her some stormtrooper armor. We start jade. Okay, well, we don't really need jade, but sure, we'll make some sculptures out of it or something and sell them. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.